should probably check with the Rough Rider too on what they use.
Yeah, I mean, I know in the past, you know, why or three, you know, they show up and, you know, one night after then, yeah, we have to leave 6 to 8 tonight.
And that's why it's really easier to get them paid. You're not gonna do that Monday after a weekend or something like that. And then, second after, and then on top of it, is what we make. And every week, we get different sums of cash. That was Monday for this, so, very easy to do.
Say sport. Schedule?
I don't really have anything. I think just kind of still working on here and there some sport games. Still waiting to hear back from a couple towns. Trying to get those grant books and the graphics down. He's supposed to get back to me on that.
Put on the schedule, equipment.
Hi, I just want to give an update since I haven't gotten to come to a meeting yet. We did receive 19 new junior gold jersey socks, to my house yesterday. I brought those today. I'm handing them out to Angie Pelton tonight for the junior gold. And then, I believe I spoke with Jared. He wants to do the 19 next week, but, I haven't been able to get hold of a 19 mom to figure out if they wanted to take that on, because it's really not that big of a deal, just get a sign number, so they have got theirs on Monday. Which is what I told Jared, which is,
Well, we have to practice before the pictures.
yeah,
So,
Going off.
I'm gonna have to figure it out, yeah.
so, I don't know,
It's only like 5 or 6.
I just didn't know who was the 19U mom. I heard that there was a mixture of them. Whoever is, if anybody has contact with the 19U, I know Angie kind of does, but she's kind of up to her ears with the junior gold. I didn't want to bother her again. If they want to come and get them assigned and picked out earlier this week, I would rather do that than go through the Winter Classic and then have to stress about getting jerseys before pictures on Monday.
Jared's out of town until Friday evening, so I'll talk to him and see if I can take him or if Chris can take him.
Okay. That's fine, as long as because we had, an issue at the beginning of the season of ordering jerseys, and then like, coaches are like, oh, I found, when I went to order jerseys, oh, I found 3 sets at my house, and I would just rather, if it gets written down, everything comes back to the club, so we can get it inventoried, so that we can move on with an easier purchasing process for next season. If you guys wanna take it, that's fine with me, but,
Chris, do you want to just deal with that Thursday, or just get her out? Or you want to reach out to Jared tonight and see if he's okay with you hanging the jerseys out for 19?
Yeah, I can check in.
It's only like 5 or 6 goals, right?
Yeah, there's,
it's like 4.
yeah.
It's like 4, and we have like 10 jerseys built. It'll be pretty smooth process.
Okay, yeah, I'll check in with him.
Okay, sorry. I spoke to a couple of board members about filling in the original order that had not really been kept track of for our youth jerseys. I think we probably need to go a little bit of a different direction. Looking at the previous purchase order, when we first purchased all of the youth jerseys with Bob Strong, there is a large amount of youth sizes. And then looking through, just because, a lot of these kids are getting older, there's like, currently we have like 8 mediums and like 3 larges. So I think, I don't know how we want to go about that. I do think that we probably need to order bigger sizes instead of just filling in what we were missing, which was gonna be an easier task of just ordering what we were missing. I think we probably need to expand on that and get larger sizes. I just don't know how we want to do it, if we want to add it on to like the Bantam section, to the Kiwi section, anything like that. That can be discussed later. Yes. Deacons is, but and see, and that's kind of like the problem we're running into a little bit, is that that we can fill that order, that original order, because we were missing, obviously, probably, I was able to hunt down a lot of people and get a decent amount of jerseys back from the last couple of seasons. So I think we're only missing like 15 sets of jerseys, whereas last season we were missing about 30. But that being said, you know, kids want a specific size, obviously we want jerseys to fit them. If we go based off of the easiest way, which is the idea of original purchase order was these sets of jerseys go to 10U, these sets of jerseys go to sports. If we do that, we can't always guarantee that there's going to be a size, essentially, for the kid. Like, I know we had a run-in where, like, Deacon was huge. We might be able to offset that if we do an original, like, just fill it in, but I would request we probably add a few more options for mediums and larges, because we really just don't, even on the original first order, if you go to look at it, we really just don't have that much, even before they were missing. So, I'm okay with doing that, of adding a couple of things on there and doing the original, like what we're missing, and then adding more, it would just cost more.
Will all the kids get jerseys?
Every single kid has a jersey, I just don't know that they're happy with it, that's the thing. Some kids are swimming in them, like I know I have a 12U who's in like an extra large, she's happy with that, it's big on her though, like, but she's happy with it, that's fine. But like I said, even if we would to add, like, try to fill our original order, it might not even be a problem for this season, just something for us to think about for next season, just to like, because you guys know the numbers, our younger group is exploding. So we're gonna have to probably start thinking about that. This season, we're fine. I think we could probably use a bit more wiggle room in that older department. If we were to place an order with Bob, he said if I place it at the end of the month, we have it before Christmas break. So, I don't know what you guys wanna do with that. I just wanna give you an update on it, so.
This may be going against the grain a little bit from what we've done in the past. Just an idea from like Pee-wees and up, going and looking at these jerseys, if we had Pee-wees and up just purchase their own jerseys, and then at that point, because you can, I've seen done in the past, you go in when you're ready, when you're signing up, you sign up, you pick 3 different numbers out that you could potentially want within the team, and then if we did it at cost to the kids and didn't make any money on that, just, and then obviously with it, in the direction that we're going, tryouts are gonna be soon, everything's gonna be done, quicker than it has been in the past, and that way it eliminates all of this, and the kids and then the following year, if, like, let's say you're a first year Pee-wee, you buy your jersey, and if you wanna, keep your same jersey and number, you just keep it the following season, you don't have to buy one season to season.
So that Pee-wee that goes to Bantams and has, in that older Bantam, it has its jersey, and that kid's supposed to buy us another jersey?
Well, not everybody wants it. We're trying to figure out the traditional funds.
Yeah. So do you feel like,
Some kids sign up and leave.
Do you guys want me to sit up here? I feel like we're, okay.
Do you feel like that the kids are, the jerseys are too big because they're going for a particular number
I
and
think
not
that's,
because we don't have the size?
that's a possibility, but this season, honestly, I told all the coaches, most of the people were there, I just straight up told people, I went off of what we originally purchased. We separated all of them, we went, pick your size. You can get your number if it's your size. If it's not your size, you don't get your number. That's just the way that it is. And then, obviously, we're missing jerseys, so we say we got through the 10U girls, because at the time there was only 12, but most of them return their jerseys throughout the season, so they have a decent amount. Those went into the sports pile to be okay, well now you have this much. It's a lot of moving parts, but as we got into the older age group, especially the Bantams had a heck of a time because they were either way too big or too small, and I couldn't tell them, yeah, come pick your number for this because we have 3 sports teams, right? I don't know how we offset that, being that other than like I said, I went through the original purchase order. Carson's in a medium this season, he's in a 19. We didn't care about number. But when I went through, I was like, what if there were more kids like Carson and Keegan, right? Really tall, big kids. There's only like 8 mediums. And that's on the original purchase order. That's not even what we have.
I think, you know, that was the thing when we did these jerseys, you know, the first year we were kind of looking, okay, these are our numbers at our square level, these are our numbers. Okay, this is about the size that we're gonna need for this group of kids, because, you know, and then same with Pee-wees. And then at that time, our bands, they were bigger kids.
Yeah.
So we ended up ordering bigger jerseys, you know, and now we're kind of going, our kids, they're smaller than when the bands were originally when we ordered these. So I almost think you gotta go and just fill in some of those small and medium adult
Yes.
sizes in the band level.
Well, even in
You need
PB
to
level, I
separate
would
them
say.
out though by team, you don't need to separate them out by size, and just make sure when you're recording that they're the
That's
same
what we
number.
did last year, we did do it by size last year.
We did. This year, I just wanted to try to see if it worked better with just because it does work easier if you separate it by team, because then I know without a doubt, we're not doubling numbers. I don't have to like
Yeah.
think so hard when I'm like, okay, not that it's super hard, but like, I just wanted to go with what the club had originally did, because that was what was originally given. If we want to go by size, we can absolutely do that, but then we're going to be doubling numbers. We have to go in, we have to figure out like, okay, well, you know, just making sure, double checking, it's not the end of the world, obviously. I would honestly prefer to do it by size. I think it's a smarter way to do it, considering, you know, say we have I don't know how many jerseys we handed out this season. I wanna say it was close to 115 maybe sets. So if we had enough, just say, guesstimate the younger, we have a decent amount of younger ones. I think that if we filled in what was missing for sports, we should be fine with the kids that are moving up. We are missing, like Pat said, a little bit more youth extra larges, a little bit more adult smalls, a little bit more mediums. And then we can just honestly just look at I was talking to Bob about it, we can just look at the last number on all of them and then just fill it in past that. So yeah, we're getting into the 50s, but who cares? At least you have a jersey that fits you.
5 of each of those sizes covers.
It would.
For this season, for sure. And then if we filled in, see, and that's what I was gonna ask, if we got 5 in each of those sizes, do we wanna do it expanded, or do we want to fill in the original order and then do 5 smalls, 5 mediums, 5 larges?
I would just do order numbers, you know,
Just
just.
number wise, yes, but we don't need to, I don't think we need to fill in the original order if we have some extra jerseys sitting down there.
There's not that many though. I mean, there's a decent
No, I
I
amount,
know,
but
but
it's
if we
not that
order
many.
5, well, we thought it was small, it means it's 15 extra sets of jerseys, just fill in the remaining half of those sides, I guess it's 15 extra sets. Plus whatever's there.
Okay.
But I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, Keegan's number, you know, 11, you know, I don't care, 11, that was an adult extra. I mean, there's probably about 6 or 7 of those left. I mean, there ain't many kids that are gonna ever wear that size in this club. So that's what I'm saying, those
super
numbers,
extra
you
large.
almost need to go on over small sizes for those, fill in, you know.
Okay, so we're good though for this year, so we can just hold on.
Yeah, this season we're fine.
Yeah.
It's just something to think about for next season. I mean, not to say that there isn't kids that probably wouldn't appreciate having a jersey this season that fit them, but it is more pressing for.
Can you get us those exact kids? Do we
I
feel
can- yeah,
like
yeah.
are swimming in their jerseys
Yep.
and kind of need immediate?
Yes.
Okay.
And I do think we need to do, like, work on like a better process of jersey returns, that way we're not.
So this is what I have that on my list, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do feel like we need to build these. I have the system now, I'm tracking everybody, I have the sizes, the numbers, which teams, I think some of you guys have seen the spreadsheet. A lot of people have asked based off of, you know, to create their stickers for it. I know exactly, that's how I was able to hunt down at least 10 extra jerseys. I do think that instead of just being like, oh, you can't vote, we charge them. like, and even charging for like an, it sounds mean, but charging for like an inconvenience fee, like a $25, cause I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely hate having to call 50 people to be like, when are you bringing your jersey in, are you gonna bring it back? Everybody knows you need to turn it in at the end of the season, it's not, I've had a lot of parents say, well, you know, we bought it. And that's never been an option, and I think we need to make that very clear, to be like, you only buy it if you lose it. If you didn't lose it, you need to return it, or you're gonna get billed for it, and I think it should be like, kinda like the punishment for the crime situation, because it's not as easy as me snapping my fingers and getting jerseys. It's not like, oh, yeah, I don't, like, it's just easier to get them back.
Same with practice jerseys.
Oh, yeah, well, see, and that's the thing is that, I was gonna mention that, is that, I was not a part of handing out the practice jerseys, I don't know if you guys could get me, like, an inventory, I know they were donated or whatever, I know they came in and they were handed out, so I have no idea how many we have, which groups they go to, or anything like that. I can keep track of them for you this season, but I'll have to work with coaches, to
So
be like, okay, what do you have?
each one of those had a name on the back that was sponsored.
Oh, was it?
this year. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm just using Pee-wee's last year was sponsored by Lund Oil. So
Okay.
all the Lund Oil ones were the Pee-wee practice jerseys.
They're in the buckets.
I know, but there's only like 8.
Well, we had it over.
Yeah, but when we counted, and then, Squirts was donated by J&J Electric, So I can give you that, because now
Well, that would
we
be
know that Squirts, we could find that original purchase agreement too, how many we ordered for the Squirts, how many we ordered for the Pee-wees, how many we ordered for the bands, junior gold, 19U, we ordered 4 different colors for them, so.
Yeah, I would love that actually. That way I can just put it on that Excel spreadsheet too. It could literally just go right beside the kids' to be like, okay, like this is, and then it just gets added on to the end of the season. Like I said, I don't think the whole, you can't vote is to turn the people that, it should.
Right.
So, I do think there needs to be like an actual, like, almost like what we do for Gibbs, to be like, you don't return your jerseys, you have to pay before you can register. That way we can kind of avoid losing more jerseys and hunting them down. And then I only have a couple more things, sorry guys. 19U nameplates are the moms doing that?
Yeah,
Are they?
from what I understand.
I know
and-
Junior Gold is doing it.
Oh, okay, I don't know
I'm
if
just
it's,
trying to get this in person.
Is she? Okay, I just wanted to be sure because, like I said, I was talking to Bob and I didn't want, I know, like, if we can get him, I can get them from him, but if they're handling it, that's fine by me. Okay, and then I will probably be coming, we need a couple more sizes for junior sizes for the equipment room. I don't know if you guys were able to like log into that, like spreadsheet, the electronic spreadsheet, but we have a bunch of people bringing equipment out, which is great because I think our numbers are expanding, which is awesome, but we don't, like, we're starting to run low on some supplies, so I'm gonna get you guys a list as soon as I start getting that room out officially. I'll get you guys a list for that, for what I think we should probably, start replacing sizes. And then, do we know what we're doing with the 8U this season, as far as jerseys go?
Yeah, there's nurses.
There's only 13 of them. They're not enough for if you wanted 2 teams. We ran into this issue last season, with trying to pool to make sure, the old jerseys fit, stuff like that. It kind of worked, but it was kind of a pain in the butt. I didn't know if we wanted to just like pull it and buy like 13 more reversible jerseys, because Bob said he already had the design, so.
Probably not enough.
13 is definitely not enough. I just saw the 8U roster. It's definitely not enough, because are both teams traveling, I guess, is like, we don't know yet, right? But there's only 13 of them. I know that for sure. I didn't know if we wanted to keep it the same theme, like that way, whatever red and black 8U team have the same, whatever, that's an option. I just wanted to be sure.
There's 24 kids right now. You said there's 13.
There should be 13. I have to double count that.
It's 17.
He says they're about 65 apiece.
Order another 20, that's gonna put you at 33,
do we wanna do 5, 5, 5, 5 in each sizes?
I'll put those aside.
I would do it that way, that way you got a variety of sizes. Just don't go big.
And we can do, you know, I'll figure it out, and I'll get with Jamie and see if he, well, I know how much he wants to do, but I'll get with him or John or someone, please have someone, before I put the order in.
What do you have for jerseys? I'm just looking for some brownie jerseys, like, for pictures for Tuesday.
That was my next thing.
Well, even if we could just have them come and go. there's
That's
no-
what we did last season. I had a couple moms stand down there with me, and we just threw them on,
Okay.
ripped them off, threw them on, so that they were all the same.
Yeah,
Like, it didn't
and I
matter,
can-
LTS was the same, all of it.
I
So-
can help you do that, I can come on Tuesday.
Now, do you want LTS to wear the same one as AU? Or do you want to have like one or two, like, different style jerseys? Or we have, if we want to do it to make it look nice, you know, we have extra game jerseys, we can throw them on them, so that all of them are together. I don't know, that's up to you guys.
I'd reverse them for LPS and LPP.
This is the opposite color.
Yeah.
So you want the reversible ones for that?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
But I'll make a motion to approve 28 versatile jerseys.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On that too, Katie, how did we go, or what did it look like fitting all the goalies with goalie gear?
It's not going, we have what we have, but goalie gear is such a personalized thing. Like, unless you're a mite where you just shove them in there, I generally tell the parents, this is what we have. This is what we have. If you want something, what we've done in years past, or at least I say years past, in the last year that I've done the equipment stuff, is if you want something that super fits you specifically, then you need to get a quote, you need to ask the board, you need to get board approval, and then it needs to be in white, black, red and white, red and black, it has to be Oilers colors, and then the parents need to understand very firmly that that no longer becomes your equipment, that becomes the club's equipment. We take it back. I personally don't think that if we have kids that are trying goalie, we should be buying pads for them. I think that we can figure out if they like the position, if they're good at it with what we have. We do need more mitts and blockers, that's for sure. But that is, from an equipment side, is a hard battle to fight. It's probably the hardest battle to fight because, you know, you have one kid who's like in a size 22 and then another one who's in a size 26 plus 3. Like, and I don't even know what these numbers mean. To be honest with you, I don't have a goalie.
Well, I know that when me and you had went through them that day, it seemed like a lot of the stuff was mismatched, straps were missing, tore
Yeah.
off.
And I
It
can go through,
appears-
once I got
It
it,
appears that there's a lot of gear, but when you start looking at the functionality of it,
the
they're
bigger
not-
sizes are a little bit better. So like, if you see the 28s through the 31s, those are functional. But those are the Carsons and Bulls. Like, they're, maybe not Carson, I think they would be bigger, but they're bigger. So like, if you have like Addie, for instance, who's trying it, she'd be anywhere probably between a 25 and a 28, and I can't guarantee that we have those sizes in stock. But if she wants to play that, like I said, we did it with Mike's last season, though I think Kathy Scarter donated the Mike's, which was nice. But, we told Tenyu multiple times, if they want, we know we have goalies, we have 2 specific goalies that we're training for the girls program, as they leave, hopefully they stay. But if we want a specific size, like I said, it's generally mostly up to the parents to buy it. We might be able to charge it for dummies, but that has to be like board approval, like you need to get board approval. And then it becomes the club. I don't know if you guys can figure out a better way to do that, other than that, like,
That's what we've done in the past. is
Yeah.
We've sent them up, go get fitted, bring us back the price, you know, and then we approved it or not.
well, I think we just did that with the 10U with Sydney News. We just did that, so if I think Evan Jensen also we've done that with a couple times. Up until probably, I don't know if we continue to do it through Bantams and junior gold. That's up to the board, I guess, to decide. I think by that time, I've been telling parents, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, by Bantams and junior gold mostly, like, I don't mind renting out to them, but I don't wanna stock
You're just
a
not gonna
bunch
keep
of
those
gear
stuff,
for
yeah,
them,
you should.
because by that time, you should probably be personalizing your gear a bit more, so it fits you better, it's more functional. But that's what I've been telling parents at least, so, board approval,
Alrighty.
that's all I have.
Through there, I would just say, what gold you have, just check the straps and the same.
And we've jerry-rigged some of them, especially if they're just trying it, you know, like, if they're just trying it, it's not the end of the world, but. Yeah, but that's all I have, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um,
Junior gold. Right, Memorial Day request for junior dogs.
So did everyone get to read my email? Okay, so they're sitting at jerseys, $2,103, quilt, $1,145, drums, 500, that totals $3,748. And then donations, basically the difference is $248. So they're asking for the club to cover up to $500. To you guys, but that's basically there's $248 that is covered.
Yes, and why would you, we're looking to go with something else, I mean, they're short 248, I mean, I don't have a problem covering the 248, but I mean, have another 150 bucks on it.
Well, one of the donations might not go through.
Okay.
There's a
Oh, yeah, I see.
there's a $250 one that's not 100% confirmed, but they're pretty certain. So, I mean, we could say, cover the 250 pending if they need more money. So the drums did go up from, they thought it was originally gonna be 300, and they added more to the drum line, so then it bumped it up to 500. And so that one's the only one. I'll have an invoice for the jerseys, I'll have an invoice for the quilts. The drums, they're hoping for cash on that day, cash on the spot. There's not really an invoice for me to track it, so I don't really know. I'm requesting an invoice to see if, even if it's an invoice from a parent, if we can get it to be so it's tracked. But basically,
The
that's
jerseys and the quilt were already paid for, right, with primary sponsors.
right, sorta. I mean, it's kind of all bunched together at $3,748, and then they have enough to cover all of that except $248 between the jerseys, quilts, and drums. So I know, like, 3C ended up donating 3,000, and the jerseys are only 2,100, so I wanted to cover everything. So, I mean, I'm fine with it. I think it's a special occasion. It did lead me into more questions about kind of the junior gold and 19U and what their expectations are for senior night, because I know that gets brought up every single time. So, were you guys able to see Andy's Excel spreadsheet on their spending? Oh, you did? Okay. So basically, they're thinking their senior night total would be 1,630. And basically of that 1,630, last year we covered the programs, which is that $400 for programs? I think it's $400. Otherwise, parents cover everything else. So I just said, moving into the budget of 2025, like, I just wanna know if we're gonna be asked every single year to donate towards the senior night. I just wanted to know what that expectation is. Is it $500 you're expecting from us every single time? Is it different programs every single time? Like, what is that? So we can kind of budget and prepare for it, and then we make sure it's consistent, with every year, even though they have 11 seniors, or 10, or whatever it is. So, do we wanna cover that 300? That 230? Okay, so I will make a motion for us to cover, up to $250 for Memorial Day.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Do you guys have anything on that?
So I just put on there just to give the board, I know Nikki talked to Lisa, Nikki called me and talked to me, so it sounds like the Legion is sponsoring that whole meet for them, the jersey, socks, they're wanting to donate hamburger and hot dogs. I brought that up to Kathy, she didn't know if she really liked the idea, she needed to think about it a little bit more. So that's kind of where we're sitting with that. But yeah, it's December 20th, we're gonna do, they have like, I don't know, they just have like jerseys, and so everything's sponsored by the Legion, so it's like it's happening, it's not anything to do this, just something special they want to do.
So the one thing she did mention is this is just for the junior gold, so they're hoping to have some sort of event sponsored for the 19U, because otherwise the junior gold is getting this night paid for with their jerseys and all that kind of stuff.
So my side, we never go like to the Legion basketball, and we go. That was my understanding on it, so I don't.
Are they asking, I didn't know, she never told me she was asking for a motion to approve this night or anything.
No, there's no motion either.
Okay. Just informational.
Is that a military nod?
Yep.
Alrighty, moving to committees. Hockey director slash committee.
I got nothing.
Budget and finance.
So budget and finance met, at the CPA's office. It was a good meeting. We had a few agenda items. It was kind of talking about the annual meeting and basically putting together the budget for 2025. Bounced off a lot of ideas. I was pretty quiet in the meeting just because, we didn't have many people in the room, and it was a lot of ideas, financial ideas. It was a good meeting. There's nothing really that needs a motion or anything at this time. But they're all took on the budget and they're all gonna kind of individually work on it and then come together with what we're thinking. A lot of what's gonna happen in the future is gonna be determined on, where we sit with the rough riders and things like that too. That's gonna play huge into our budget, so we're just gonna plan for what we know right now. And then as that user agreement comes out, we'll have to adjust after that. So that's all I got.
Jamie?
So I didn't want to sit around and wait for that last tier one team, $100. So, really Mike's, that was the last one we really liked to fill. I did reach out, because the closer proximity towns are all up in my county, so like Vermont, Bismarck, Commandants, and so many teams, to get just one team from them is a challenge because of fairness. Is what I got, paid from Amanda and about $1. So, without trying to split hairs on that, I just kind of closed the tier one at 13, 14. So, at any rate, registration fees per my math. On the spreadsheet is $65,900 bringing in. That encompasses 25 half-ice teams, 4 cross-ice teams, our 4 of those are free, and then 93 tournament teams. With that said, we're short 3 junior gold spots, because I had 4, but of course, I mentioned the SAS first weekend, screwed the pooch there, but everybody else got exactly the amount of teams, tournament teams, for sports, PBs, bands, and the 10 tournament goals, that need to be. So, this is junior gold, and there's only, I think, in our state league, 8, and those 8, 3 of them are from the west, or east, excuse me, so, we have 0 east teams coming. As typical. That's the tournament update. I did, if you noticed, I got the brackets hung. Text, unloaded some action items are here, ready to be put out. Trying to think here, keep emails out, confirm the spots, Bob's working the check-in table, I know Lisa sent out the sign sheet for merch.
Do we know what teams are here this weekend? That we can reach out to them?
Most are here. I know Bethany has a single game Saturday, right?
That is one thing of those. Is there
Just
some-
one game on Sunday?
Yeah.
just one thing of those. There's a lot of concessions.
Sessions
Oh,
are
wow.
No, concessions.
She's got the whole month,
Okay.
so that's why it's showing the
Oh,
committed
I
is,
see, okay.
um,
I'm still trying to figure out how best way that's gonna work, but, yeah. It has to go-
Concessions looked up on it.
Yeah.
Concessions look pretty fun. And I'm not too worried about the merch, like, oh, like, I know, I mean, these are people who are just very used to it, when push comes to shove, I know like a couple.
I'm sure we can, there's actually, I think we get 6 slots for concessions even.
I did, yes.
So, I know last year we had 5, so I'm sure we can pull some people out there for popcorn.
Yeah, cause Kathy will be in there too, so, yeah, I always count for Kathy being in there, so if someone
Someone's
gets
gotta crack
pulled,
the whip, so.
yeah, so. So the only one that I'm worried about is the jamboree, and that's just because those moms and parent service, they all have 2-year-olds, there's like 40 strollers up there at any given time. It is like daycare with 300 kids, but yet it's like
The
one
nice
of our
part about-
biggest money-making ones, because they spend money, and
I would say from a helping standpoint, the nice part about that is only one person running each clock. And then just people determine boards for exam, and if you saw on the schedule, I would really separate exam sessions out. So it's like
Yeah,
there are
there's
4
only,
games.
there's only like 12 up there or something.
Yeah.
I think we got hit hard with cleaning and then concessions last year.
Yeah.
Like,
So that was, you just brought a good point. Do we wanna reach out to our cleaning company to see like we did at the end of the year? They come in on Saturday, like 3 times a day, dump the garbages, things like that.
Yeah, it's well worth.
I would say Thursday night, Thursday night.
Yeah, I'll let
and
them
then-
know that, Friday is most time of the day that we come in and clean everything, the locker rooms and everything, so I wanted to let her know that.
Maybe you could even do Friday early.
Yeah, it takes some.
So looking at the
Well,
schedule,
if you're
both,
just saying spot checking or
Oh.
just stuff like Thursday night, is like this week, like I'll look at the set message of the coach and make sure like we're working the
Boxes have to be cleaned out on Thursday night.
So I got.
there's a lot of teams home that weekend for the jamboree. Yeah, like Phantoms are home, Medicine is home, QB for sure is home. They might have like a game of coffee, like on a Sunday, but yeah, I think
This week
it's
is
just
too
hard to
late.
ask those parents for help, because again, their kids dressed, undressed. Yeah.
That's the one
kids
thing I
hanging
don't
out.
have, I'll probably lean on the locker room assignments for that weekend,
Yeah,
because that's.
so last year, I think we're gonna have to set up a couple portables, like, kinda like Bismarck, we'll just use the curtains we did in the corners down there on the community rink, and
It's nice
There's
that
a figure
there's
skating room too.
quite a bit of Regina and Escalon teams, so you
Yeah,
have
lots.
lots of different towns together. Just hopefully, I'd have to get them out, but I think it's all maybe, 3 teams, 1 to 5 for us, all that.
So-
Teams from Regina and
That's the day we need them.
That Keisha, Riker's mom, she reached out to me and said that she's willing to do anything for that month tournament, so if you need any help or whatever, she's pretty committed to helping out.
Well, I left him, they said locker room signs on my end, I didn't schedule it today, I'll send it out.
But I think even like volunteers for the tables and stuff, I'm sure she could find people.
I have a lot of the old boards, so just rock and roll with everything else, so we should go there.
I mean, Sam will put up the possessions, the Oxford, I guess, and she'll just have to, whoever that person, she wants me to add it back.
Yeah, she wants,
Moving the boards, Roseanne sessions, and then,
So we need about 4 at a time, 4 to 5.
just swing back, and that's pretty much, as far as the ice goes, it's clock and moving boards.
she's, asked about team for AU or team manager or something, so she can do that too.
She's got to reach out to the rest of them.
All right, concessions,
You get mentioned the boards, I know last year we talked about pinning the boards, just like Sydney does. They take like a half-inch or inch hole saw and punch down, drill a hole in the 2 connecting pipes and drop a bolt in there. And all they do is, when they wanna put them away, you just take that bolt out. And that way the boards stay together, they're not falling down, they're
Oh,
not.
you're talking where they slide together.
Yeah.
I was thinking you're.
So when we went to Sydney,
Hold them to.
so we looked at this, like, how are they staying together? And they showed us how they did this. And they said, this makes it so no one's falling down. They have 2 people on the ice moving this one board. And all you have is the last ones that click together. and it's
So is
done.
it just,
it's the
like
same
a
exact
pin?
boards, you just drill a hole.
they just drill the hole into just a long pin?
Yeah, so they put a hole saw on top for the plastic.
Yeah.
And then a hole through the 2 pieces
The
that go together.
tubes, yeah.
You literally drop a bolt in. And the one guy brought a magnet, and it was to pull them out.
Oh, yeah.
He showed me, he's like, this changed everything. You don't have to find as many people to move the boards, they're not falling down and hurting each other.
Yeah.
You know, they're not slamming each other's fingers, you literally spin it and it stays together.
Let's get together.
I know we talked about it last year, but it just never went anywhere, cause it was just kinda later in the season at that
That's the
time.
first time I've ever heard of it, so.
I
Yeah,
like
it-
that too, because
it's-
they do, like you get kids out there and then they start falling on kids and stuff, it's
Right. And then, cause I've seen other ones where they put latches on top, well, now you have a hazard for cutting each other or snagging stuff. They said they'd never had anyone, cause you have gloves on, you shouldn't, that half-inch or inch hole should not worry about gloves.
Yeah.
To get caught. And then when they're ready to put them back in the racks, they use a magnet, pull them all out, done. I could make our world so much easier in between.
I like it. Yep, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
But we should have some 3-on-3 in the game before our game. Hopefully get that.
Practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm willing to come help, I mean, it's literally hole saw, drill and bolts, that's it.
All right, and then they cuts down on volunteer hour, honestly, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the truth.
that's the biggest concern for everybody, is trying to get these boards moved and slid and, trying to, and then pretty soon they're starting to come apart, and then they're
Oh,
falling.
yeah, and you get people that haven't done it and that are falling, and now you're worried about injury. Like I said, when we saw that, Sydney, we were like, okay, hold on, show us what you did. That was nice.
Nope, sounds great. That's it, yeah. Add it. Get on it, I guess we'll do it. Make it very similar, later before I get
Yeah, we'll just have to take them out and just put them together outside the rink, drill our holes, so we don't have that metal and plastic.
Yeah, and the only thing different is you have to now number them,
Yes, we'd have to have them numbered.
So that,
so that your holes match up, but you're only matching them up once,
Yes.
and then you're done for that day,
Yeah.
so.
All right, concessions? Anything?
I guess I really don't have anything. I know I was in Estevan over the weekend and I got a call from Kathy. Internet wasn't working on the machine, so a little panic there, going to help her, but I was in there. You guys got everything on Sunday? There was no-
So, the only thing I'm gonna say to her, Sam, is I wanna upgrade that equipment. If I upgrade that equipment, then we're gonna have to put in everything back into the readers and cause it's gonna be a different user ID number.
So different equipment, like the equipment that we just got last year?
No,
Not, not
RTC.
RTC equipment,
Yes.
okay.
I
Yeah,
wanna put the latest and greatest in there, but, I wanna do it before this weekend.
no, just wait.
I had one other thing on concessions over the weekend, the cappuccino machine went down. And, according to Kathy, we had that in the whole building, so there's no telling the thousands of cappuccinos. That's what she said.
Well, so I can tell you that was rebought because I'm pretty sure Tyrell and Brittany bought
Yes.
a new one.
Yeah, they did.
Because the old one from the old ring did go.
And I don't know why they have such a hard, I can go in there and use it just fine. But sometimes you just have to like do the rinse thing in it and get stuff going and it works. But I don't know why they have such a hard time with it. I know last,
You weren't here, Sam, that's why everything
I
went
know,
down.
I know last year there was a leak and then Damien fixed the leak and then this year something happened, but one of our fire guys fixed that. And
Well,
I-
what this was happening is it was putting the powder in, but no water was going to it. We had the valves open, everything, but the water wasn't coming from,
Did it eventually come?
never did.
Okay, so I'll look at that when I leave here, and then I guess in the meantime, like I can look at machines and see what they'll cost if it's gonna. I mean, it doesn't hurt to upgrade stuff either, I mean, it is,
When she told me it was from the old building, I was just thinking,
I know it is.
no, it's not from the old building.
a lot of cappuccino. All right, great. Fundraising, marketing,
I don't have any.
Only thing is, after this weekend, you gotta get the actual boards done.
Oh, yes.
We gotta get everything moved out when the new ones ordered, and then we have 3 or 4 new logos to print. And then 2 of them are just updates from the logos that we already have on there. And, yeah, gotta just finish at least the hands and rings and then, well, the initial ones were sent out, and then we went and called everybody on the list that didn't end up paying, just to get a confirmation of one way or the other. So now it's just taking down the ones that confirm they don't wanna donate, and then redoing what we're supposed to do. And then once I think most of the spots are filled, there might be one spot open. Other than that, it's all. And that was the goal, is to do the hands again, and then the communities.
Reason I had was actually going back to the,
I think they.
and I don't know if that's just because people are delaying.
I'd love to see like a November this whole year, because we did get that positive.
That's what I'm saying, like, I just don't know what's getting to.
Yeah.
Aaron might have been more on top of it.
Yeah.
We'll check that in November if it is, because it was only like 12,000.
Yeah.
alrighty, Pat, Zam drivers.
So, I don't wanna throw a proposal out to you guys for these tournaments. Struggling to try, right now, I only have somebody that I've told everyone that have reached out to me, come down any night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, any one of those Sam drivers can teach you how to run this thing. So what I'd like to do for these tournaments, because it is a big tournament, and we are, I'd like to pay our drivers $20 for these, just for the tournaments. Okay, so if you got 46 Sams that weekend, you got, whatever, 46 times 20, and we have 900 some bucks, a weekend. The other thing I was looking at is for these rentals. When somebody rents the ice and they don't have a Sam driver, I'm just gonna use me as an example. If I rent the ice, but I didn't know how to run the Sam, we're giving them a break already. But now I'm trying to find a Sam driver on the weekend to come in and clean that ice, I think their time's worth something, because Damien gets stuff. Or Sam to Damien, we gotta go Sam, I'd like to see them on our rentals, if they don't have a ZAM driver, that you pay them $20.
Yeah, 'cause if it's in themselves, they're sharing for.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not opposed, with registration fees over, and that's. Stuff, but you don't think it's, $1,000, that's money, but their goal for this year, I don't think.
Yeah, I kind of feel like though we'll still get our money back out of it, because let's just say, Ryan took ZAMs 10 times, you know, $20, it's $200 even for the weekend. I guarantee you probably want to possession stand and spending half of that back.
At least
Oh,
have
yeah,
it with your kids.
Yeah, you know, so, I mean, it rolls back, I think.
No, that's, and, yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking that way, like, you're absolutely correct there, I was just thinking, I think we can afford it, and then there's something being there all weekend, I don't, it's roughly $1,000 a weekend.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I mean, because like right now, for this weekend, I got Ryan Thornock's got Friday. I'm trying to get 2 ZAM drivers each day, because, you know, with the 15 minutes is it, you know, they're coming off of one machine, they're going to the other. If there happens to be an injury or a delay or something, and that place needs to be ZAMmed, and they're out there, and so I'm trying to get 2 ZAM drivers, one to take one rink, one to take the other rink on Friday, same thing on Saturday and Sunday. Friday right now I got covered, Saturday I got covered, Sunday don't have it covered all the way. So if I have to, we'll only run 1 ZAM driver on Sunday.
So how many times a week, it's just one time, right?
Every 2 periods.
Oh, every 2 periods of the exam, okay.
We did eliminate another thing,
Yep.
try to help on the sports, we're doing, only before or in between. And then same thing on the 10, 12U weekend, I did the same thing, so 12U will get every 2 periods, but the 10U will get just between those.
After
Okay.
3 periods, so yes.
Okay.
So,
I
So I
guess,
did try, that's another thing we did this year, is to help the Zan drivers out, so it's not buzzing first, so it's like we do something that should guys, so. Especially when it's on the periods.
the other thing on the facility is, ask the Rough Rider Center, with their curling coming up. You know, they supposedly don't get done until 10:30 on Wednesday night. I said, it's pretty hard for me to expect my exam driver to be here till that late, you know, and then have the ice ready for Thursday morning, because there's figure skating plus junior gold. That morning, I said, so you guys need to have the exam drivers certified. So they did reach out to me, they have about 10 to 12 right now that want to learn how. So same thing, told them, come down. So I said, I can't have all 12, you know, when I come down, I said, I'd like to have 2 at a time. It might take, you know, 5 or 10 times to learn it, you know. So Josh is working on an exam schedule to get guys down there to get trained. So that's that on the exam drivers. Facility, TV's got hung, everybody knows.
want to make a motion to give the Zan numbers?
Okay, so wait, so when he was talking about the rentals, that they pay the $20, so it's not the renter though, that's gonna be paying the 20.
So they pay us the full amount. And then we're paying the turnaround at exact.
So, yeah, okay, that's, I was,
Because the exam themselves, we're gonna use for in it.
yeah, gotcha.
Yep, and then Chris has been working on the, he found one out of the 2 that we track out for the program for it, so I think we've got a good base there. It's,
Did we have it ready for the weekend, or do we need to run it through a jump drive for locker rooms, or weekend, Chris, do you think?
I don't know. They have a free trial. I don't know exactly, you know, if you have full use of their software for that month or not. The cheapest option that they have is $10 a month, for a year, I think is
Per TV or per units or?
per unit, yeah.
So $20.
And depending on what you wanted to do with it, you could, and both of them, both of the different companies had options as simple as plug an Amazon Fire Stick into the TV and you're good to go. You could potentially have an HDMI splitter, so you'd have the same picture on both TVs. I don't know if, that's something you want to do, or if you want to have them doing, one doing the community rink and one doing the Hanson rink locker rooms, or, whatever you want. But yeah, per device, I still have to get everything put into YouTube for this weekend, so I'm not sure if I would be able to get that stuff figured out in time for Friday,
You
but
think- Not trying to,
No.
do you think you could get onto a USB stick for the weekend?
I can shoot you over the.
Yeah, you just said it.
We'll do one TV will be for the Hanson, one will be for the community for this weekend. And then this will give us a little bit more time to research which one we think we
right,
should go.
yeah, and I haven't heard back from the company that Grand Forks uses for all of their stuff. The guy that I talked to from Grand Forks said that it ties into all of their scheduling software, so they don't really have to do all that much to get that plugged into. But the contact that he gave me, the email came back as it wasn't deliverable. So then, I've been trying to get a hold of somebody since then. So
I feel like some advertisement options with that, like when they have the stamp, like have company logos up in the corners and stuff like that, as
I'm sure.
yeah, it looked like it was really customizable with either company. So the other one that I have heard back from is the one that they use at the Starion down in Mandan. So, and they both had options if you want to have live TV up there, or, advertise. They both work with advertising. So that's like the main thing that they're billed as, is advertising displays. So it would be pretty easy to incorporate that potentially, so.
I'll send you the locker room assignment and the tournament schedule, so you have to compare the assignments to which one you fit. It's one's at 8, and hopefully goes at 2 and, or 1 and 8.
Stayed on.
It's, 1 and 3 are on the, 1 and 3 are Hanson, and 5 and 8. What's that?
Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's get her so we can get that up on Thursday. I'm not trying to, I just wanna have it, make sure it's working.
I would too, because Thursday's, I mean, she's gonna be here all day, at midday if you're gonna get done setting up. I'm gonna be here setting silent action card, and like making sure she's clean out of the locker room, those sorts of things as well.
Yeah, I'll work on it tomorrow.
So,
You can get that sent to me.
yeah.
The other thing on facilities is lock keys. What I know the Rough Rider isn't gonna have enough keys to give keys to all the coaches, so I think we'll start out with all coaches that, I'll send this list to them, they'll have the access to a key fob. Head coaches will have a key to be able to unlock the locker rooms and the coaches' room. And then assistant coaches, whichever, how many keys she has, for each street.
And Pat, on that email, when you send that to her, could you please include for her to have the automatic locks at 3?
Yep.
And then they automatically lock at 10, right?
It's just gonna be Monday through Thursday, right? Potentially, or how's that work for,
Well, on weekends, they're different.
yeah.
So it would probably be Monday, well, I could say Monday through Thursday, from 3 to 10, and then, because they can put it into their program.
Right, I'm just thinking, cause like, we start at 9, we got a Friday morning, we
Yeah.
have to be here open it. So, like, giving her all these different
Yeah.
schedules, I'd rather just open it up on Friday morning. And lock it in out of there, or whenever the games.
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday, that's.
Yeah, and then on weekends, I guess I think we should probably,
Well, or the head coaches.
the head coach is on weekends, is what they should.
That's kind of what I'm getting
The
at.
last game of the day, you were in charge of swinging the doors. So, I'd like to make a motion to pay our exam drivers $20 for our tournaments and $20 for rentals that don't have an exam.
Thursday.
Per exam.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Alrighty, next year dates, fall training, tryouts, and practice stuff.
So I sent my long list to, did everybody look at that? I sent it
I
to.
briefly got a chance to look at it.
Night of.
No, it was
Last week on Wednesday. So I'm proposing to standardize basically some things. I just feel like every year, we're back and forth on when tryouts, or starting the season, or practices, and this, that, and the other thing, and it just depends on which way we get pushed as a board. And, you know, we had some issues obviously this season with kind of last minute setting up dates. Gone, trying to avoid all of that, so I'm giving you enough heads up on we could literally. Understand our sports, but we have to think about, my personal opinion, and how that, how we run the club, right? So the standardizing of fall training program, where everything is be, whether it's director or hire somebody else, or coaches run it. My standardized would be basically the month of September. Aside from the one off weekend, I'll come up with that, but month of September, so next year, the dates would be right after Labor Day, so 9/2 to 9/26, 2025. The tryouts for sports 10 and up, which other teams also potentially all, whether it's 4 levels again or 2, depending on numbers, maybe we might next year. Other situations like growth, that possibility, we can talk about that later, but, I'd like to do first week of October, which is right from fall training, maybe tryouts, that's a month of fall training, understanding where other sports, we're not being above in the state by any means of doing that. I looked around, almost every club is doing skating in September, bigger towns. So tryouts next year would be 9/29 to 10/3. Give ourselves a week in between that and starting practice for any deciding teams, right? Basically, legs of the weekend. So basically, the standardized starting practice, official practices for sports 10 and up would be the 3rd week of October. So next year that would be starting 10/13. And then 8U LTS LTP would be the first week of November starting, that would be 11/3 next year. And the evals would be the 3rd week of November for just 8U, which would be 11/17. So if you just maintain the weeks, the dates will fluctuate, but if you stick to those standard dates, we can name those dates for next season, post on there. Everybody's well aware, we're not going through the battles, we're not going to decide when, where, what, who, why. County will decide this stuff, and if they
So basically you say that tryouts every year, the last week is still.
Well, it's the first week of October, the reason it starts 9/29 is just because it's
Just
half.
the way it works.
It's just the way it works for next season, yes, but it would be 9/29 to 23. And then the third week of October is practice starts.
I like it.
Every,
The other thing I agree 100% with that, for TVs on up. I just wondering about squirts. I look at squirts, I look at how Minot does it, I look at how Bismarck does it.
Bismarck does it this way, and trails 7th of October.
Squirts did, because before last year, their squirts, they were moving kids.
All their sports are in-house until the
First week of
January.
December. Last year, they switched to the first week of December for the indoor tournament. The Kings. So, when Mario, last year for them, you're right, before, 2 years ago, they did trials and they had in-house, they wouldn't let their Bismarck travel until after the holidays.
Same with mine.
And then, what last year they did, they came to our tournament, so they actually did their no travel was basically, they started trials, so now this year, they did trials second week of October, started practice the 21st of October, but they still do in-house through the month of November before they start traveling in December.
So Minot, they split their teams evenly for their tournaments, and then they're also evaluated during their tournament, and then they're split.
They're home.
Yes, they're home tournament.
But I was looking at that too, their Bs are down. It's just their B1 and their A2 that are together.
It'd be the same with us, it'd be, you have a thing, B1, and a B. I just think there could possibly be some of those kids that could be a bubble kid that, I don't know. I'm just looking at it, that you could do it either way.
You could,
Because, you could have tryouts, but you could tell everybody in the sport level that you could get moved. We could have a date set, like, by November 20th or whatever, this will be the final roster,
so you have like an initial roster setting after tryouts and then final roster setting would be the third week.
Yeah, because some of the coaches maybe, say, man, this kid, is unbelievable now compared to when you have a tryout.
Yeah.
I
Especially
just-
kids that aren't playing hockey during the summer, take
Yeah.
them a couple weeks to get back into it, but.
I don't know, I just look at the sport level, I think there's an opportunity that you could pick, have tryouts, but and say, this ain't the official roster, this roster could move, but the official date, you have to just set a date, like, they have 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and maybe they do something in-house on a weekend, if we have weekends open, that they do have some scrimmages.
I worry, I guess, a little bit about that, just because you tell a kid, you move one up, you're likely not to move one down, the way our numbers are currently at, right? So, hey, Jane Doe or John Doe, you made A today, but in 3 weeks, you're back down to B or B1.
So I know, I don't wanna speak for Corey, but I know he has a really strong opinion about this, so I don't know if his first coordinator, maybe we wanna get his feedback, because he knows his kid pretty well. And I know what he wanted to do, and that's probably, you know, have it right away, because he's already seen potential in it.
Yeah, and I get that, and you could say the same for, in my opinion, you say the same for certain kids at other levels too throughout the season.
It's less,
It's
those
less
spurts are
noticeable.
very like, they can change.
I understand because everybody else is playing, it's a league, PB's all the time.
Well, yeah, my other reservation goes back to, then you put the sole onus on the coaching staff.
Yeah, you're gonna have issues there. I think we need
Unless
to
you're
try
gonna
and get
have-
away from
unless you're
any
gonna have-
coaches or
Coaches
parents.
plus a third party that would
Even
come back in
anyways.
3 weeks. We already have issues right now,
Yeah,
right?
we do, it doesn't matter, but I still think some of it, have some great coaches in this program
I don't disagree with it.
that could actually,
I think I'm gonna just,
But to even just, I mean, cause I think that's, I mean, from what I'm seeing, even through what we've been through here, the back and forth, I mean, I think it would save everybody, the next administrations that come through and stuff, if we did just streamline it. And if a kid is doing great, like, that's awesome, and he can stay where he's at to help the team that he's on, and then it can be noted, and then the following year, he just gets to, you know, make that next step up to
I don't agree with that. I mean,
where it's
that's-
at, I mean.
I look at it, if there is a kid, you know, I'm just using, if there is a kid at the B level right now that, you know, that didn't have a very good tryout, but he's having a heck of a try playing right now. I mean, the official roster doesn't have to be 7, 13, you know, yeah, you already got 13 on there, well, that kid was probably should have been on, you know. Do you wanna push that kid? Yeah, I wanna push that kid. That kid deserves, you know, but it is working this year, how I like how all the sports are together and they're practicing together, so they are all being pushed that way, you know.
I guess that's where I'm at, they're all together to lose a week. I don't know,
But what
I
you're
can see the
proposing,
difference.
what you're proposing now, what we would be doing different from what we did this year to next year is that coaches would be involved, is what I was reading and reading. So, I mean, maybe we make that one small adjustment and not completely move everything and just see how that goes, you know, kind of do the same, maybe just involving the coaches at that step would be enough. And it wouldn't have to
Are we
completely.
discussing like the dates on stuff, like is that what we're discussing right now?
Yeah, standing up. But
Okay, yeah.
what I sent,
Yeah.
I wrote it down. And yes, later down, it's the handbook, which is next. I have. I see what you're saying, and I think it would help dramatically to avoid what happens.
Well, they kind of go hand in hand, so
They do.
it's.
So what I had in here, and don't know if you guys had a chance to read through this, I went through it all, basically team tryouts, evals. What I noted in here was all team levels will have tryouts or evaluations at the beginning of the season. MCHC and hockey director, if applicable, with the help of the coaches, determine the number of players that will be on each team. This was previously already in our handbook. Number of players that will be on each team, so that's just the size of it. However, the hockey director, coaches, and third-party evaluators determine which players are on each team. Send to the board of directors for final approval, and then send out to the players. Players must be present at a minimum of one of their each travels, unless they are noticed to the board of directors as to why they can have their travels. Player may make a job or may play some of their respective team over on the prior season. If a player is moving up an age level, then the hockey director and coaches will determine what team that child is best suited to be on based on past experience with that child. Final rosters must be submitted to MCHC, registrar proximity team for prior years.
So if we have, being optimistic here, if we have a hockey director, we have our coaches, is there gonna be a necessary need for a third party evaluation?
I don't know why, I'm sorry, I don't know why. Is that in the policy right now?
Some,
Some of it.
I was just thinking why we're discussing it, I guess, like, I understand the policy, but we already did tryouts, so I don't know why we're gonna have like a third party and then it's like a third one. It's
For next
for
year.
next year.
trying to avoid,
So this is just making edits to what we felt like didn't work in tryouts,
This
so
year,
that it would be in
So-
our handbook for next year.
25, 26 season, this is how it would be run.
What I was saying is maybe we don't have to completely change the spring schedule because we are making an adjustment that doesn't hurt, then maybe we do wanna look at.
Unless you want to find.
Yeah. And, you know, not that you wanna run guinea pig trials, but it's kind of like, I don't wanna make too many adjustments. You're like, oh, you know, what if it doesn't work? You're like, well, where did we go wrong?
So, and I could change this from coaches to, like, you didn't do head coaches as a coach, maybe there's assistants that just as a team, those coaches that do, so I don't specify.
And as far as John, like the third party evaluator, I think we have to put that in there.
You could add some dollars to it.
That makes sense.
It's kind of like a compromise, but trusting our coaches, we will trust this evaluator as well.
Yep.
And we're giving it a fair.
Makes sense.
So that was, so if that's something that we.
What's, I don't disagree, Jamie, I like that, how it's rolled out. And should we just table that and everybody look at that? Because there's some other updates you did in there too, you know, so we need to, if we're gonna do that, let's all look at it, let's get a good firm on it, so we know where we're standing. And then in November, let's decide if we're gonna vote on this or not. you know.
Okay, well,
December.
Oh, it is.
You know, you got me nervous.
I did, yeah, I did try to
Nice
get,
out of that.
I did try to get this out earlier last week, because I found out the weekend, so obviously, because I would like, I don't wanna like read through the whole handbook again,
Yeah.
but if you guys have red lines or things that you don't like, that was what I was kind of waiting for tonight. If that doesn't, obviously, that's not something that you don't need, so I would like to be.
I was on all weekends.
I know you are.
So let's go, you know, but if we do have some red lines, get them back to all of us, or remember, a couple weeks before our next meeting. You know, so that way everybody can, if we want to discuss it, hey, you know, maybe we should add that in the red line, you know.
Yeah, 'cause there are some changes that I made in the address, a lot of it was updated on personnel. There was a few things, and then there's stuff I added at the end, which I myself would like to go through and propose to it. And like kind of stole from another club, thinking that, do it out of
With these fall or like start dates and stuff, are these also like the dates going to be in the policy too, on where we are possibly sending?
I could add, not the dates themselves,
But the weeks of.
weeks of.
I mean, I think that'd be a good idea, that way it's in our policy and people know that we can look at it too. And I don't know if we wanna leave like, you know, there's
The thing,
your discussion with sports.
I mean, I do like what, for the sports, maybe you won't, if there are some changes, but
Yeah.
there is some input that can be put,
Yeah.
you know. The thing is we look, if we do dates like that, one thing you're gonna have to change in your policy then is your, if you go, violation, you know, because it's October first, technically you would be starting September 29th. You know, for our policy on, you know, for 6 weeks, if you have. Our training will start October first, right?
Well, through September 29th, though, right? Isn't it calendar basically again? What is that?
And then the season.
Because to my understanding, when we talk about disciplinary action for the 6 weeks, is that if you have something, it rolls into the hockey season.
Our training will start October first. Is how I believe our policy, we should.
It does say October 1st, but if you go 2 days before, and then October 1st kicks, and you have a 6-week suspension, it's still gonna roll right into your disciplinary action. 2 weeks later.
That was something that we had spoken about, being rolled up, that if, to kind of piggyback off of, I mean, I know that there's talks of high school hockey in the future and things like that, but if, like, let's say you get in trouble with, like, within the school, if you get in trouble in the summer within your first, school sport that you attend, it starts then. But then with hockey, obviously, obviously you wouldn't punish a kid twice if he got in trouble and he got, suspended for basketball or whatever. But for hockey, if it is, say it's a homeschool kid or whatever that doesn't attend school sports, if he got in trouble in the summer, then it would start October 1 through whatever the,
Technically, you would start first day of school.
well, that was, Leah's working right now on, a revamp of disciplinary policies.
Because, technically a kid could say, well, I'm gonna go for football this year, or I'm going for, volleyball, you can be a girl.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because it does stay until the first.
Because I thought that kind of ours went off with an NDA too. But I'm not 100% sure.
All I know is that we did 3 weeks in your school sport, and we did 3 weeks rolled into pop. And you had no school sport, or you just ended the school sport, and tried again, and you did 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Rolled in. So I look at that date and think that that's the minor thing, change it, but to September 1st.
Just some.
Thought. And if Leah's looking into it, they just come with that, they just move the date from over to June. Right? That's better.
We're still talking about campus, right? Because I just had that zero tolerance social media policy, so this is very rapid draft. No, it's right here. No, it's right here. Oh,
What did you-
so just very rough, just look it over, I don't know, but, yeah, so just look at it. I don't even know. Okay. There's probably a lot of
What did you read my email on this?
Did you send it?
I never thought
I
of
don't know if I know.
I don't.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that we needed something on it.
Yeah, well, my thought on that was, when you say zero tolerance on this, it needs to be, I forget what I wrote in there as far as what it needed to be, but I think this, I was saying, if you look at our policies, I think there's only like 2 that are really stated in there for this. I think that the social media needs to be, when we say a zero tolerance, there's no strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. You don't get 3 chances of this violation. With this being 0, it needs to, whether strike 1 be a 2-game suspension, or, even complete suspension from the facility for 2, like that strike 1, and then you can have a strike 2 where it's more than that, but I think that we don't need to be lenient on this, especially because this is what everyone, goes to now to, let steam off or whatever, like it.
Redline it.
Yeah, I didn't know. No, I just read it. Also,
Before we go to hiring thing, is anybody else good on the standardized dates? With that number policy?
Honestly, I think that's pretty good, because most time in the school, don't have their school calendar, but most time it doesn't change, and they have that, that Thursday, Friday off, spent the same for the last couple of years, middle of October, Yes, it would be nice to have trials done before that.
That's kind of what I was going for, that short. That's another one I'm getting with Greg too, so try it, so we have a short week, and we start with something short.
and then I've sent, we'll have a shared calendars, everyone has a calendar for us board members, and they know what we have to accomplish that week. what events we're supposed to be hosting, what we need to get done for that month. And it'll be a working doc, so all of us can update it.
Did you send that?
I mean, sort of, I sent one to Jamie.
Okay.
But it's not filled out.
Okay,
By any
I-
means, it's just kind of sitting there.
Okay. Mike.
All right, I'll motion to approve the standardized dates and weeks.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And then we'll go for next month, and after that, I think we should post it.
All righty. Hiring process.
Okay, I guess it's just me too. I gotta be honest, maybe we've had 6 or 7 people email so far, but beyond me just sending a response email, I guess I have like the resumes. But with everything else going on, I don't know that, at least myself, have the time to read out, contact these people, do the initial, interviews to get us to like a top. I'm just being
I was
honest.
hoping we got more.
So was I, and maybe it's just because of the timing of when we posted it, and, maybe later in the back half of the season, if I extend the date, we'll see some more, when the season starts to wind down, or first part of spring. I feel like based on the resumes I've seen, there's probably 2 or 3 I really, thought were decent, or not decent, but good. At least 2 of those were really good.
One was really,
So there's 2 overseas, which doesn't seem very viable, and then a couple that were just, I guess. But I'm curious what the rest of your guys' thoughts are on how you want to go about it. Because all I've done is send them emails, and we've been in touch with them a couple weeks, it's probably been a month, 5 weeks since we posted it. With no contact, just because of all the stuff we've been dealing with to get the season going. So, it's my opinion that we probably should honestly get a few people. I know that that's kind of what happened last year, and a different variation of that, but I just don't see how any of us, the rest of our head going. I would tell we get to that last. It's my opinion, we get 3, 4, 5, deal with it. We can sit in on first interviews if you want, but I really think what the board needs to take over, at least really dive in, is that second set of interviews, we move down, and then make the final decision. That's just my opinion based on what I have for tonight.
and I know what all of us have time, and I feel like if we were to sit here and try to come up with 3 or 4 people between the 6 of us, we would probably go around in circles on who that committee consists of. I think the best way to do this, I know that we went through and we all said that we would do it. And if you're willing to do that, then by all means, you could be a part of that committee, but if not, each person can pick one person from in the club that they want to nominate for that. And there'd be a committee of 6. And it could either be yourself or one person of your choosing, and let those 6 be the ones that work together to do that. That way there's no biasness, there's no arguing back and forth, it's just like, it's either yourself or who you feel that would do a good job of doing it, and let that team of 6 then provide feedback to us, and then we can go there as a group through the second round.
Yeah, that's just my opinion, I'm looking to see what, John's looking at things like that, what are your guys' thoughts? That's where I sit for my own personal time, with hockey started, coaching gone, getting activities, work.
So I understand it. I do feel that this is the one area that we're gonna be spending a large amount of money. I mean, 70 to 90,000, whatever it is that we end up coming up with that number. So it's,
Close to 7, that's,
Well, if we did have a team to do this, I mean, if you've got the time and wanted to do it, by all means, like, be that person. But, I mean, I really hate getting good applicants and just leaving them.
Right now, there's likely not even happening.
Right.
Zero discussion about it since.
So in if, with this committee, if we could come up with those six, whoever those people may be, then as these are coming in, you know, they get time, say it's 3 weeks or whatever it is to get through, at least go through the first round with these people and not just leave them in the, leave them on hold for as long as we can.
I'm good with that. I would just ask to like be in on the
Absolutely.
even the.
I think the big thing I didn't agree with last time with the process is the board didn't have any idea what was going on. Do you feel like that, Sam? I mean, the communication, like, okay, yeah, they let us know that they were interviewing these people. And the
Yeah,
next
they
thing-
sent the Zoom links and stuff, and I guess like we had the option to like come in, but then there was debate on if there's 4 board members, is that a, you know, quorum, and so I know like that's why a lot of board members didn't go in, I think I said I want one interview.
Which I believe that we saw, these ones were not part of the conversation during the building.
Yeah.
Can we come up with any questions? Questions are coming from the board. Or maybe have the interview questions. Clarified.
I think we could have some standard questions if we want to come up with, like, we ask every applicant. Guys, you decide.
I've also found out in the last year, there's actually a lot of legality to what questions you can and cannot ask a person.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing that, you know, that's why you're running file. Is this,
Well, and that's why the board should come up with the questions that they're gonna be asking.
yeah,
Yeah.
because last year I didn't know.
So with this, could we tonight solidify who those 6 people are and then task them with, like, then task them with interview questions and the things that they need?
I think I would have to think about who I would want on the committee, more than just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so
Yeah,
I would like to.
Right
I
now, kind of the gist.
very much feel like when we get into February, March, we'll get a lot more applicants, probably a lot better ones. Maybe not better, but you know, maybe that's, I definitely want to talk about.
Until the 31st, which I guess they can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we keep it open longer, because, like you said, I was expecting to see more than what
I
we've
was
seen.
too, I thought there was.
So I think it's just the time of year too.
Well, it's the
right?
time of the year.
They're all in its starting to.
It's a specialty job, right? Like, you've only got, I mean, there's the people that are, I feel like you've got, especially this time of the year, the people that are professionals in this are working.
Yes.
Right now. And so you're gonna find like the younger guys that are trying to get their foot in the door.
I don't disagree.
I'm good with the committee part, I'd like to make sure that we're not making any decisions until February or March at least, to give people a chance to apply that haven't yet.
But just having that, if we could get that committee by 1st of December, and then they can get those, the questions, the interview questions and those, and then start with the people that we do already have, not to leave these people in the dark for months on end. Would be December 1st?
So here's what I have. A selection committee where a board of directors themselves or one person represent them. That selection committee is going to communicate
they have to, I mean, because now you probably gotta weed it down to three. Like, I'm just saying, if we got six right now, if weed it down to three, you know,
I'd hate to have, I don't know, I guess I look at it like, I think we definitely need to be there in the second one, and we really figure it the selection committee, because they've been there in communication with the process. And then we jump in there, and then they can still do the interview process, or we're all there on a team's call, that's how I look at this, right, and then based on that information, we have communication again.
I think on that situation like that, then the board should just, you know, they should take over, but they still be in there, but we all come up with a agenda for the next round. You know, the board and that committee that we selected, that
Yeah.
we come up with the next round of questions that we want to ask or whatever.
That's what I mean, we're like,
And then we'll ask the questions. Yeah, but they'll still be.
we're jumping in on second,
Yeah.
yes, that's what I was.
So I feel like the one conflict that you're gonna have is this initial 6 people, like if interviews are happening 10 o'clock during the day and people are working, you know, who's the one that says that this is when they're gonna hold the interviews, is there a chair of it, is it gonna be a board member that says, well, like, we have 5 out of 6 of you here, and one of them says I work till 5 every single day.
I think your second round's gonna have to be in the TV, just like our first. I mean, I don't expect us. We don't want to take off.
And I think that's what because even if it is someone that's working, I think everything should be 5:30, 6 o'clock. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying if they're trying to set up meetings during the day and they're saying, no, I can be available for that, or 3 out of the 6 here, so if
Well,
they're gonna
couldn't
interview
we
through an interview.
standardize it all? meetings be 6 o'clock?
Yeah. I'm just saying that's probably starting out for us, it's probably the other way.
And they're just standardized
Okay,
all
so-
meetings to be at 6.
So when do,
All meetings, we have all six members.
yeah, so by December second, everything, is that what you're thinking then?
Well, let's do, I mean, our next meeting's not till the,
It would be the 10th of December is the next meeting.
yeah, just give ourselves the deadline of what the first is on, what, Saturday or Sunday? Yeah, just about that Sunday. We either have ourselves or our +1. You want to do it sooner than that? I mean,
I don't wanna choose in 5 minutes, but.
I honestly think, I think we should be able, I should be able to
By
have,
Thanksgiving?
yeah. I agree.
this is,
By, I don't know.
that's only 2, why don't we just do a week from today?
Right. Right.
I say a week.
If anyone's struggling, then just let us know. We need more time.
Do we need any motions on that, or just motion to make a selection committee based on the parameters?
I think that we just picking up from last year. Right? Okay.
I like it.
You done?
Or motion to-
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Meeting adjourned.
Alright, to do, read, do the page book.
Okay, no, I was on one.
I know, that's why I tried to get it out.